the inhabitants of Meldek, the planet that broke up in the solar system, in this system, what kind of creatures were they, or what did they look like, or
Humanoid like you.
were they like more reptilian? Were they more, what were they exactly as far as?
Slightly denser in nature. They might look somewhat reptilian to you. Their skin in that way would be tougher, but no, they weren't reptile people, no.
So
Humanoid like you, similar to you. The human form is a common form.
Well, yeah,
Most civilizations have humanoid forms because the humanoid form is capable of building things. So not all species are civilizations, but species that give rise to civilizations for the most part will be humanoid in nature.
Yeah, that kind of explains Star Trek and a lot of the Star Wars and all those. Is that a, I know it's not a complete one-to-one and it's not going to be. Is that a good, not all the species that they make in those shows, but are those decent representations of what we might find out there when we get out into the universe?
What you will find out there will be completely different than what many of you have been conditioned to expect. For how extraterrestrials appear to you is really based on the limitation of your senses. By the time you're able to expand in the way you are talking about, your species will not be limited to the five senses. You will be able to see things in ways that represent how things are. Because remember, your eyes can only see a very small sliver of the visible light spectrum. Your ears can only hear a very small portion of the sonic spectrum. Your bodies can only feel a very tiny portion of the vibrational spectrum. As you know, all things that you see that reflect color to you are technically every color except the color you see.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, the photonic light you're absorbing that allows for you to visually see this reality manifests first as an upside down image that your visual cortex flips right side up. So how things look, how things seen is not genuine. It doesn't accurately represent them. Nothing you perceive is an accurate representation in that way. The only thing that is an accurate representation is what you call the qualities of the divine: unconditional love, positivity, bliss, ecstasy. All other phenomenon in that way really are misleading types of stimuli. So how these beings look will be very different than what you expect, because what you have expected these beings to look like is based on how you see the world right now through the limitation of your body. By the time you're having that type of experience with them, you will not be so limited to your five senses. Okay. Does that make sense?
That makes complete sense.
All right.